Glad to see you could make one, real fella. Hello everybody, hold on, here we go. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to our Tuesday night Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. I don't know why I went like that, it just happens sometimes, I can't help it. Hello all and welcome. Looks like we are currently running pretty good, and I'm very happy about that. Now, before we crack on with Kerbal Space Program, a little mention about the event that we've got coming up on Saturday. So is this it? That's not it. Where's it gone? I've lost it. Here we go. The Charity Championship. Now, of course, the event hasn't started yet, so we haven't got any donations yet. But we will be we'll be looking forward to doing that, and I'm hoping that we can break past our £10,000 mark of total raised by our community, which will be absolutely fantastic. But let's switch back now, and what we're going to do is we're going to do our Since Last Time. And if anybody's got any questions about this upcoming Saturday's event while we're doing this tonight, fire away, and I'll let you guys know. But once again, thank you very much to Jackamak for putting this together as we see what happened since last time. So we've got this mission to do where we've got to transfer some crew between two vessels near the moon. And stage. Oh, we had that problem again. Oh, what? No, I did not mean to do that. I accidentally hit space. There's our target. There's Eagle 1. That's got our crew on board. We need to get this over to them. 6er EVA. Okay, RCS. Okay, let's get in here quickly. Be board. Right, we got 6er in. Crew hatch. EVA. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Let's see if we can actually get these two in this vessel. Board. Yes, we got them. We got them. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Thank you very much, Egg. There's actually a new Kerbal one. Think we're going to be alright, you know.
Well, it's hardly rocket science, is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is rocket science. Oh yeah, it is rocket science. So there we go, folks. And now, here we go. Kerbal Space Program. So today we are going to try and fulfill our Explore the Moon contract. We're going to attempt a moon landing. And the idea is just to land on the moon. Now, originally I wanted to do this with Kerbals on board. But the way I want to do it, we haven't got enough science. I'll just accept that contract. And we'll have a look. Real Fella says, thanks for that. I missed the stream, didn't get a chance to catch up on YouTube. Yep, definitely check it out. But again, thank you very much to Jackamak for putting that Since Last Time in place for us. The effort that you put into them, Jackamak, is appreciated. So, we are going to be looking at the research. So before I go to the moon with Kerbals, I want the docking port. Because I want the ability to break vehicles apart and connect them back up again. So I want to be able to send a lunar lander down and bring it back up to the service vessel that's in orbit. I want to do it properly. But we could go there with a drone anyway, an autonomous rocket, which is what we're going to do today. Now we're actually going to send at least 2 rockets to the moon. Oh, and the reason why we're not doing that is we ain't got enough research points yet. But doing this mission will get us enough research. So we'll be able to land, grab moon samples and all that sort of stuff sometime soon. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to send a Comsat to the moon, because when we have an autonomous satellite or rocket around the moon and it's in the dark side, we lose connection. So I think what we'll do is we'll put one in, or two. Should we do a couple? Anyway, this is the Comsat 1. There's nothing wrong with the Comsat 1 at all, apart from the fact that it uses the wrong probe. So if we grab that, take that out, grab that, take that out, get rid of that probe and put the better probe in, we can then put this back on the bottom and that back on the top. There we go. So now we've upgraded the Comsat. This is actually the Comsat Mark II. And I don't think we actually need any other upgrades apart from that. It's we don't need I suppose we could put blinking lights on it. Well, that'd be not quite nice, wouldn't it? Where's blinky lights? Blinky lights. Blink. There we are. The dome light. It uses next to no power. Although if this thing runs out of power, I lose control. So it's probably a bad idea. Now, what I was hoping is to take two Comsats at the same time. So what we'll do is we take the nose cone off, we add a coupling that's the right size, put the nose cone back on, but before we put the nose cone back on, we take the bottom off and copy the whole thing. Can I do that? Well, can I stick it on top of there? See, I can't stick. I might be able to turn it round. It won't mate on there. Okay, let's try. Nope, won't stick. How strange. Is it because it's got a satellite in it? Oh, it hasn't got a satellite in it. Well, that might be the problem. Okay, we need to sort this out. Oh, it's what? Oh my goodness. There. Okay, that is terrible. Don't do that. I'm going to try and take two satellites at the same time. So before I mess this up, I'm not 100% sure I've saved it. So we'll save. All right, and now we'll put the other Comsat on. So I don't think we need the nose cone, but I'll just leave it to one side, and we'll take the bottom off the rocket. Now what I'm hoping is that I can actually, if I open up the service bay, I can copy from here. Yeah, that's better. I copied from the right bit. Which one's that? That's a stack separator. That's a decoupler. Let's go with a stack separator. There we go. Then once we've done that, we can stick this bit back on the bottom, and we can actually put another stack separator on the top and another probe in here. So we've actually got two Comsats. Huzzah! I wonder if we can transfer fuel between the two parts. I'm not sure. Now the only problem here, or not my only problem, this is highly experimental. We can also separate these at different stages. I suppose those engines can be on the same bit. So we want to be able to separate the two rockets after we've separated that bit, but the rest of the staging looks good. Now because it's heavier and because we're going to the moon, we're going to need more boosters. And you know what? Let's use the big one. Have we got big one? The big ones. We haven't used these before, and I think it'd be nice. There we go. So that is going to get us like most of the way, I think. Also, this Comsat launcher, we want to have the wingy bits on. Yes, Egg. This is going to be like this is our heaviest lift, I think. We're taking quite a lot of tons to lunar orbit, and I don't want to use too much of this fuel. Is there a crossfeed here? Enable crossfeed. So I think we should be able to level out the fuel in the two different sections. Then, because this is a big unwielding tall rocket, we're going to put some of these flappy bits on, wingy bits, whatever they call them. I forgot. It doesn't matter anyway, because now we're adding that, and I think we're good to go. Almost. This is the Comsat Mark II twice. I mean, basically, this is how we're going to get more communication I mean, they're massive satellites. You had no idea that I had Twitch? Oh my goodness, I do have Twitch. I definitely have Twitch. Okay, for some reason, we're jettisoning the nose cone right away. We don't want to jettison. It's not fantastic. Thank you very much for the follow, Renthanarex. Sorry if I got your name wrong. But we're going to jettison the side boosters, then we'll jettison the nose cone, then we'll separate the second stage from the first stage, split the second stage in half once we get to the moon, and hopefully everything will be fine. Probably won't be fine. Right, let's look at our power to weight ratio. I bet it's not good. It's not. Okay, we need to thrust limit these. Let's put them at 70%. 70% is pretty much bang on. Let's just give them just a touch more. Oh no, hang on a minute. I think 73 might be good. 73. So our thrust to weight ratio at launch is 1.46. which should get us nicely off the launch pad. Now bear in mind, this is not our rocket to land on the moon. This is our rocket to put satellites around the moon to make it easier for launches. And I think what we'll do, I don't know what sort of orbit we're going to put them in. We'll figure it out when we get there. We'll definitely do it from like really far away from the moon if we can. And actually, going in a long distance orbit will be much better. Anyway, Comsat Mark II twice. Let's save that separately. Obviously, there's no crew on board. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know, we saved a Kerbal last time. Well, since last time, I saved another one. And if you want to see me do that, you can have a look at the video on my website if you're a Viewer Plus subscriber. So if you want to be a Viewer Plus subscriber, it's the best way to support this channel. The money comes directly to me. It's cheaper than Twitch. You get hellish benefits, all the benefits listed down there, and payments all securely done by PayPal. So I host the service myself, and you can see we've got 25 Viewer Plus subs at the moment who will be able to access that video, which will be coming out in a few days' time. So last live stream we rescued one Kerbal, and in the special Viewer Plus video we rescued the other. Right then, back on. So I think everything's ready. Let's go. Well, those side boosters are way too wobbly. Let's recover that vessel straight away. Not flying that today. I am not flying that. It's not wobbly goodness. Wobbly is badness, but we should be able to easily fix it with just a couple of little strut connectors.
This will probably work.
This will probably work once we launch. Let's just do... Actually, it's not... Is that on both sides? No, it's not. Okay. Come on. Symmetry mode. Symmetry. Yep, there we go. So we'll do a little connection there. That's good. And I feel like we could do with a connection lower down, but that's going to be more difficult to do. But if we can just get the right camera angle... Yeah, that's pretty straight. Cool. Okay, now we won't be wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Hopefully we can get this thing to lift quite high, and we can use a lot of the first stage to try and get us most of the way to the moon. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert for the Viewer Plus video, it's successful. Of course it's successful. You saw the Kerbal there. Right then, here we go, folks. Let's check our staging before we go anywhere. So we've got the all the engines at launch. Then we separate the side boosters. We jettison the nose cone at some point, and then we separate the second stage, which then can separate into two itself. I would love to make a whole stack of small satellites, but to be honest, this is the way I'm doing it for now. We know this works, or at least we believe this works. Right then, we're in flying mode. Thank you very much, Egg. I'm going to make sure we're on maximum throttle. We're going to turn the SAS on. Everything else is like Starlink, yes. Loads and loads of little tiny satellites, but we're not doing that. We're not going to have loads of tiny satellites. We've got 2 Mark IIs for the moon here, and what I'll probably do is I'll add 2 Mark IIs for Kerbin, and we'll put them in polar orbits, and we'll have 2 going that way on the plane and 2 in polar, and we'll see. And the science one's going wibbly wobbly all over the place, but here we go. It is fantastic. Thank you very much for the host. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Well, that's a... Oh, I was going to say that's a clean launch. I've got something to show you guys. Once we get these satellites at the moon, we're going to have a bit of fun before we send a probe to the moon. And I don't know if we'll bring the probe back. I think we should try and bring the probe back. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think I should bring the probe back that's going to the moon? Now, this rocket actually goes quite well in terms of control, because it's got those winglets on instead of just fins. So it actually has, I actually have control surfaces down there, and because we're traveling at 300 meters per second, I just have to be careful about the pitch and the roll on this. Would be nice to get this to the moon. We're already 10 kilometers up, so I'm having to do the turn, even though our solid fuel boosters are still keeping us going, which is absolutely brilliant that we're taking all this fuel up with us. But I'm having to be very careful on the controls here. I'm just watching my point, and we're about to lose the solids, so I'll let the stability assist take over. Max throttle and drop. Fantastic. Okay. Missed the messages. I'll get back to them soon. Land it on. Have it land on the other side of Kerbin. No. No. We're going to the moon, if you hadn't noticed in the title. Okay, so we're just going to follow prograde now at max throttle. There's no timing issues with this. We can launch anytime we want to. We've got debris coming down here. The Comsat Mark II twice. These are actually going to be moon comms. We've got a science satellite at the moon, but we've got no communications channels, which is a bit silly, really. Now, this is a very heavy payload that we're trying to push out. We've essentially doubled our payload, and my solution for dealing with that was to add the massive side boosters. Where are we? There we go. But to be honest, it's doing quite well. We've still got about 50% fuel on the first stage, so we're going quite well. Oh, when it returns from Kerbin, have it land on the other side. I don't think I'll get a lot of choice about where it lands, but we'll see. And we are getting ourselves into a position where we're going to be able to make an orbit. So now I'm going to throttle down. Stickers on the prograde. I'm just going to allow us to coast a little bit into space. Still got plenty of fuel to start this next maneuver of circularizing the orbit. Now the good news is that once we get to the moon, we won't need much of the fuel in the second stage, like next to nothing. Hardly any of it. The next thing we do is pop off this cone, which we'll do in a minute. Actually, we should really do it now. So here we go, just checking. Yep, here we go. The nose cone's coming off. 3, 2, 1. Wow. That shot off with some force, didn't it? And I forgot about that there was this ring segment here as well. But that's fine. Yeah, yeah, I might crash into that one. If I throttle up a little bit. There we go. Boom. Oh, we've caught it. I don't want it. We're going to have to shake it off. Anyway, let's ignore that. Keep ourselves on a prograde. So, throttling up to max. Oh, I should have throttled up a little bit earlier. We might struggle a little bit here to make a neat orbit. We're definitely going to make an orbit, but I'm talking about making a nice, neat orbit. We've got 9 seconds until we're at the highest point of our orbit at the moment, and we're going to get orbit very soon, I think. Yeah, actually, that's actually worked out really well. Probably couldn't have done it better if I'd tried. Throttling down because we're about to make orbit. Periapsis is coming up, and watch for them to swap over. They're going to swap. There they go. There we are. 79.83. Job's a good one. And a treasure hunt's going on in the Twitch chat. Now, oh, that bit fell off. Brilliant. Good. I'm glad it fell off. Now we've still got a little bit of our first stage fuel to start our manoeuvre towards the moon. So what we'll do is we're going to go from about here, push that out, not that far. Let's bring it back in. So there we go. We are going to get an encounter, which is fine. According to this, the burn time is 45 seconds. But I think we're probably going to be... Yeah, that's probably about right, actually. We're not quite on the node, so let's just put our stability assist on. And slowly swing our body over to that node. There we go, so that we can point ourselves just right. We are definitely in space, and we're definitely doing good. The poisonous fog sends half the crew to Davy Jones's locker. DG Egg, Wizard Brandon, and Jackamat get hellish points. Congratulations, everybody. It's also nearly 9 o'clock, so the viewer plus subscribers will be getting their bonus hellish points. Every single day, a viewer plus subscriber each gets 50 hellish points to send on various different things. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm probably should have powered that up a little bit earlier, but it's okay. We've got all the patched conics and stuff, or whatever they call it. I'm just going to get rid of the maneuver node because we know roughly where we're accelerating this out, and it looks like we're going to get most of the way, but then we're going to have to ditch the first stage. So actually, the first stage is going to end up in a very highly elliptical orbit of Kerbin. There goes the first stage, powering down the engine, and we're going to now stage separate. There we go. The first stage has gone, and I'm actually going to separately sort these out. There's fuel in there, isn't there? And there's fuel in there. Brilliant. So our 2 Comsats now. We don't want to do both engines. So in theory, activate that engine. There we go. Let's throttle up. This shouldn't take too much of a burn to get us to the moon. We'll do an adjustment on the end. You feel bad for Sixer? Sixer's not even on board. Or are you talking about the plunder in the chat? Here we go, we're about to get to the moon. There's a lunar intercept. Let's have a look. What's our periapsis? 1 million? Okay, let's bring it in a bit. 100,000 would be nice, I think. 100,000 or 200,000? Or should we make it 500,000? About 400,000. There we go. So we did a slight adjustment and everything looks good. So we can actually just warp to here. We've used hardly any fuel on this stage. And we can just put ourselves in a retrograde. Whichever, it doesn't really matter which end is retrograde. I suppose I could use the other end to slow us down, can't I? If I put us prograde, but shut down that engine and activate that engine, we can actually slow down. Let's warp to here. We can warp. We can slow down with the other engine. Are they sharing fuel? No, so slowing down with the other engine's a good idea actually. So there's our science satellite that goes around the moon. These are going to be relatively long distance. I think we're going to try and get like a... Oh, you know what we haven't done? Extend the antennas. Now we're in space. There's no reason not to do that. Whee! There we go. We've got full connection now to our Kerbin network, and we've also got a connection to the science satellite, which is brilliant. We're relaying. Okay. I feel like we should just go a little bit forward in time. Okay, let's do that burn now, and in theory we should be burning with the other engine. There we go. We're burning with the other engine. Things are slowing down. Oh, we're a bit wobbly. Oh, we're coming in wobbly. It doesn't matter. Well, we should be able to sort that out though. Right, let's get this neatish. So we want it so that we're about 500, I think. 500 kilometers. Right, there's 8, 7. I mean, we could have it slightly wobbly. I mean, I don't mind it being slightly wobbly, as long as it's relatively even, I think. Six. And we're getting close. There we are. That's 500 exactly on that side. To be honest, I kind of like that it's not even. But we do need to separate the two craft and put them into slightly different orbits, or like make one go longer than the other. But we'll do that once we've evened out the orbits. So what we'll do is we will warp to here. And as we are warping, I guess are we slowing down or accelerating? I can't remember. So we're prograde, activate that engine, shut down that engine, and this time we're pushing this back up a little bit just to make it even. There we go. And we're about to separate them, and then we can go and do our fun stuff. So we've got 5 there. Let's See, look, our science satellite is about to come round the... Oh, no, it's going the wrong way. It's going the other way round. Actually, having this uneven means that we have probably a greater amount of access to Kerbin. Like the Kerbin shadows slightly off? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway. A little bit more. What's going on? Here we go. Time warp times 1 now. No, something's not right. Have we lost comms? Oh, we've lost comms with our own probe. Oh, I don't believe it. There we go. I think we managed to just quickly get control back. It's fine. Once the probes are separated, we shouldn't, in theory, really have that problem. There we go. We've got a 500-500 orbit, and now we can separate the two probes with a button press. I don't know how big this is going to be, but hopefully, I've never done this before. Cool. That was actually nice and smooth. So now we've got Comsat 1 and 2, or Moonsat 1 and 2. We need to rename them. So let's go in here, rename vessel. This is the Comsat Mark II, and did we call the other? No, it's the Moon one. So we're going to change this to Comsat Moon 1, I think. And then this one, the other one, open up the bay. I like putting the probes in these bays. I know you don't have to, but I like it. We'll call this one Comsat Moon 2. Close up the bay. Now we have to separate the two probes. And to do that, we are going to burn a bit of fuel, do a few rotations, and we'll see how it goes. So, this is the one we're controlling. This is the one we're going to separate from the other. And we're going to just make sure the engine's turned on. And we're going to make sure that we're prograde. Should we go prograde or retrograde? Should we skip under? Yeah, we're going to skip under. So we're going to go retrograde with this one. So in theory, we could have done this first, but never mind. There we go. We're going to skip under by that amount, and we'll do a few rotations. So here we go. And you can see, or you should be able to see, if I go roughly like this, that the Comsat Moon 2 is taking a shorter path than Comsat Moon 1. And is now ahead. Did anyone see the partial eclipse last week? It was cloudy where I am, but you saw a tiny glimpse. It was cloudy where I was as well. I didn't get to see it, unfortunately. So let's go now on another loop. Jackamak didn't even know about it. Oh my goodness. I think one more loop. These guys are now almost completely opposite, which is what I want. And when we get round over here, we'll push our periapsis out. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just so long that they're kind of on separate sides to each other. There we go. And now, in theory, I should get ready to prograde. And I think that's roughly about the right place to do it. Zoom in a little bit. Oh no, we're a bit far out. Won't take long to adjust this orbit. Then once we've got some lovely orbits, then jobs are good, eh? So this isn't perfect. It's gone a bit wonky. But it is pretty close. Yeah, that's almost perfect. So now we've got 2 communication satellites orbiting the moon, which is brilliant. It looks like the Comsat's actually picking up from Kerbin, but when the Comsat goes around the moon and goes onto the dark side, here we go. Sorry, not the Comsat, the science satellite. Here, it's going to lose contact with Kerbin, but you know what? We can still control it. Here we go. We can still control our satellite, our science satellite, which is absolutely fantastic. Right, what else have we got? Let's. That's it. We're done. That's it. We did it. Comsats are in place. Do we need to turn SAS off? Probably. We've got a good deal of liquid oxidizer and fuel left in that one. Which one's this? Comsat Moon 2. We're going to just switch to Comsat Moon 1. And yeah, we've got an almost identical amount of fuel left in that one as well. So that is absolutely... Oh, I've left the doors open. There we go. Brilliant. Oh dear. This is... That was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So we've now got ourselves in a position where we should, for nearly all the time, be able to have communications on the other side of the moon. There may be small dips where we can't, just where it just happens to be in alignment. But before we go to the moon, I've got something to show you. I was playing around and I accidentally... Now where's it gone? Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So this was the first plane that we made, and it worked, but it could be vastly improved. This was our test plane 1. Then we did test plane 2, but I made a VTOL version. This is a vertical takeoff and landing test plane 2. All I've done is add 4 engines to it, and I've set it up so that we've got some quick actions to turn on and off engines. So if we click the engine down here, we've got custom 1 to toggle the engines, and the same for the rear here. And I just wanted to take it for a spin on the stream. I kind of tested it to see if it would lift off, and it did. So I'm going to make sure there's no crew on board. Sixer, you're not going to go in this aircraft today, I'm afraid, Sixer. In fact, it would be Lexi that would be flying this, in theory. But let's go out and give it a go. You missed a bit. You missed me finishing off getting the 2 communication satellites around the moon. So we'll put the brakes on, because we don't need to roll to take off. With those upwards facing engines, it looks like a fancy bin you might take into a space theme park. You're right, it does. And what we'll do is we'll make sure throttle's minimum. We'll get SAS on. We'll activate all the engines. It's a little bit loud. And then what we'll do is we can turn off the different sets of engines with the keys. Now unfortunately I don't have key bindings for this on the joystick yet, but I'm going to try and work out how to get at least one of the key bindings on there. So if we switch the engines over, I've actually got the 4 downwards pointing engines enables. It's basically the Hellish Harrier. And what you have to do, this is ridiculous. There's a reason why there's no Kerbals on this. Maybe I'll try and get it on the roof of the vehicle assembly building, but I don't think it's going to happen. At full throttle, when the engines are fully wound up, this thing just about goes upwards. Look, it wants to. Wants to. There we go. I haven't really tested this. I put it together. I took off from the launch pad, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this crazy idea actually works." I think we need to share this on stream. So let's see if we can get this vehicle to actually go somewhere. So we'll fly out over the water. My desk needs a green screen. I haven't bothered with green screens, Tim, because my hair's fuzzy and it doesn't work well for chroma key green screens or blue screens. And we'll just forward throttle it a little bit just to give ourselves a bit of forward pitch. Get ourselves a little bit of forward movement going. We'll lose a little bit of height, but then we can turn on the other engines and pull up. And there we go. We're now on forward engines. How cool is that? And I couldn't believe it. I have made 0 modifications to this, apart from adding the 4 engine nacelles. Like the original. This is the TP2. It's not so good for the environment. That's true, real fella. But I've made no changes to this whatsoever. Now, the one thing I haven't tried to do is I haven't tried to land this. Now, in theory, it should still fly like a normal plane, so here we go. It's going pretty good. Considering this is made from like low-level stock parts, can it land? How do you want me to land it, Egg? Can it land vertical? I think it would be able to. Let's put the camera on chase or locked. Let's get it out of this free fall. Or not free fall, but this bad position. You want me to mine the sea, mine the cliff. You want me to land? Your vertical land, Egg? Okay. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that I won't break anything, but I'll give it a go. So here we go, folks. We're going to come towards the Space Center. And we're going to now start activating the other engines. So we're getting our up thrusts going. And I'm going to turn off the forward engines. Now, I could just do it so I toggled between them, but that sounds dangerous to me. So at full power, this thing will just keep going up and up and up. So I'm actually going to just dip ourselves down a little bit on the power. Yeah, the L in VTOL is technically landing. So we are above the Space Center now. And we are going down. We're going down at about 10 meters per second. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, we're losing it. We're losing it. I'm not paying attention. Oh my goodness. Max power, max power. I think I can save this though. Yeah, I wasn't able to see what I was doing like that. That wasn't good. Okay, let's try and keep this a little bit more level. The problem is, whenever you turn in VTOL mode, you lose power. This will probably work, folks. We're heading downwards at about 5 meters per second at the moment. There's the runway, so we're probably going to be not far from the Kerbin buildings. Heading down at about 8 meters per second. And as we get closer to the ground, I think we'll find ourselves in a better position to find a landing zone. 5 meters per second we're heading down now at. Fuel is fine. We're tipping a little bit. Just throttling up there to try and counter. Oh, there's the flagpole. That'd be good next to land next to that. Oh, she's rolling. She's rolling, turning. I think we're okay though. It's actually good that we turn round. I think that was my fault though. Whoa, there's the vertical assembly building. We can't crash into that. Oh, let's land next to it. There's our landing spot, right next to the vehicle assembly building. Oh, she's. Oh! Okay, it was a little bit sideways. And I accidentally turned on the lights. But we're down. You can call that a success if you like, folks. With better wheels, that would have worked. You're right, Jack. With better wheels, I think it would have done. The thing is, though, is that I think if I make changes to this plane, I can make it even better. Thanks for the Redeemer, the fantastic. So, we'll see how it goes. Let's recover this vessel. So all we lost on that was a little bit of fuel. Now, folks, what do you want to see me do next? Should we improve the VTOL and have another go? Or should we try and design and send our probe to the moon's surface? Which one should we do first, folks? Shout out in the comments, and I will. I'll sort out some of the rubbish that we got flying around. So Megwin, what Megwin? Oh, Megwin's craft. Well, there's nobody inside that craft, is there?
Fantastic.
Probe. Everybody's saying the probe. Yeah, Megwin's craft. There's nobody in there. Okay. Tracking station. Alright, fine. Okay, everybody. We'll go to the moon. We've got debris over here. So we'll terminate that. We've got an Eagle 1 debris over there, I think. Yep, we'll terminate that. We don't need that pod. More debris over here. More debris over there. We're just doing a bit of cleanup while I was waiting for you to reply on that. The Comsat debris for that. So one of them will be the first stage. We'll get rid of that, and one of them will be the tiny little separator. So we'll get rid of that as well. There we go. So we've got two science satellites. We've got SciSat 1 and Moon SciSat 1. We've got Comsat Moon 1, which really should be Moon Comsat 1. And Moon Comsat 2. Got the names the wrong way around. Comsat 1 and 2 orbiting Kerbin are only 200k out in terms of distance, but to be honest, you get most of the ground stations anyway. So I think we're okay. Have I got a drink? Yes, I have. Thank goodness for that. I need that. Okay, folks, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the TR7. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to get Eagle 1 and we're going to change it to be our moon lander, and this is going to be the TR8. Okay, so in theory we are going to bring this back again, so let's move all the auxiliary items to the core. Of the second stage. I don't know what we're going to bring back. This is going to have... We're going to need to do several bits of science as we go. So I think we'll just take all of the equipment and just do it from the surface and nothing else. So let's disconnect that. Because we can go back with crew later and do it where we reset the experiments and store them and so forth. So this is going to be our landing bit. We don't need this top bit, but we do need a mystery goo container. So we will put... We'll do one science here, one science there, and a mystery goo here. We'll just adjust the mystery goo, so it doesn't stick out. Close. Perfect. And I guess we can actually move the comms and the solar panels up to this stage. I suppose if we have 4, so 4, there we go, we can miss this and still be alright, which means all of this top bit's useless, apart from the fact we need to bring parachutes down. I suppose we could just put parachutes on the nose cone and keep the nose cone with us. We'll do that for now because we're going to make some changes. So there we go. Don't need the crude section anymore, and there we are. Okay, so this is our starting point for the TR8. It's probably not got enough fuel and stuff, and this second stage definitely needs to be bigger. And I'm almost, yeah, we're going to use asparagus staging, so let's get this off here, and we're going to have a bigger second stage, a much bigger second stage, and then we'll have to have the lander as well. Oh my goodness, this has got a land? Oh no. Right, okay, so this is the return module. So I guess the lander can have like what? All the parachutes. We've got enough parachutes for the Kerbin landing. I'm talking about the moon landing part now. So if we bring tanks, nope, that tank's too big. Yeah, there we go, that tank. There we go. Bring all these tanks. I've got a funny feeling this is going to be too much. Okay, what if we do 2 instead of 4? Okay. We still only have 1 engine. I think that's all we need. These bits are going to need cones on to begin with. So let's sort that out. Aerodynamics. Brilliant. They don't need engines on. We're going to need landing legs. So if we put one set of landing legs there. No, that's no good. We haven't got a good spread there, have we? Let's spread your legs. Now, actually, that's no good because the engine's going to get hit. I'll be able to sort that out in a minute. Yeah, that's much better in terms of landing legs. And then what we can do is just move how this is connected to the main section. So that engine nozzle is covered. Let's just make it slightly higher. Somewhere in between the two. Let's use the move tool, it's easier. There we go. Okay, so that I think is our lander. And then this is our lifter for the lander. Let's start them retracted. And then we're going to copy the entire first stage of the TR, add some coupling at the upperish stage, and then connect it on. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay, I'll be able to work with that, so we just swap a couple bits around. I suppose this is a bit like the BFR. No, this is the TR Eagle 1 Heavy, isn't it? It is a bit like the Eagle 1 Heavy, but did you sort out the legs to stop the engine standing proud? Yes, I did. Look. Oh, no, I just took the engine off. Yep, there we go. So when the legs are extended, it's fine now. So because I've moved where the side tanks are coupled, the side tanks are slightly lower. We need a couple more tanks on this. Now, in theory, I shouldn't need any aerodynamics. At least I don't think so. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to take them off. We're going to add some aerodynamics. Then we're going to cross-feed the fuel. And we're going to say all the fuel in these tanks go down into this tank. And we've got all these swivels on here and these fins for control in the early stages. Then these ones we need to be able to peel off easily. So we want the tiny fin. Is that the tiny fin? I think that's the smallest one we've got. There we go. What's it called? It's called the basic fin. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the smallest little outwards turn. And that, I think, will help them peel away. Yes, that will help them peel away. Now we need to add a little bit of structural security to the top and bottom of Eagle 3. We're calling this the TR8. I tell you what, we'll call this the TR8, and if it works and there's no problems, we will promote it to the Eagle 3 because it's got 3 large engines on the first stage. It looks good to me. What's the thrust to weight ratio? Well, we got the stages wrong. So we want separation stage. Okay. Oh, thrust to weight's terrible. In fact, it's not even going to take off. Wow, this is a heavy rocket. So it's going to need some help. Or I need to lighten the load. I don't want to lighten the load. Okay, let's check our staging. So first we light the engines, then we drop the side boosters. Then when we're ready, we drop we disconnect the first stage, light up the engine for the second stage, and before we light up the engine for the second stage is probably where we want to drop those cones. The nose cones off the side there, because they're just added weight. Low down in the atmosphere, they're important. At the moment, they're just weight, so we won't do that. Then later on, we want to drop the side boosters, separate the top stage from everything else. There we go. So separate the side bits, separate the bottom bit, drop shoots, bring back the science from the surface of the moon. Okay, this is good, but it's not going to work because the thrust to weight ratio at launch is no good. It's going to need some help. Okay, so what we'll do is, I'm pretty sure if we put some couplers on here, whack a big one on the side. I'm pretty sure I'm over engineering this, folks. What does that give us? 1.64. Well, that's almost perfect. Let's just dial it back slightly. 1.54. 1.5. Brilliant. Not going to add cones to that. There's the TR8, folks. In theory, we should be able to get... I think you'd be able to get the first stage to the moon. I don't know. Should we do a bet? Let's do a bet. We haven't done them in a while. Yeah, the TR8 is a heavy lift rocket. Let's do that. So where's my bot? Here we go. So betting. Add a new bet. Title. First stage to moon orbit. Not flyby. Must be able to obtain an orbit with the first stage. And that doesn't count the side bits. The first core bit. Not the solid boosters, not the side bits, but the first core bit, just to clarify. Yes. Yes. And no. And we're not going to use a timer. You can bet between 10 and 1,000 loyalty points, and if you're correct, your money will be doubled. Actually, I'm feeling generous. Your money will be, I think, quadrupled. So here we go. Let's start the betting on that. There we are.
Fantastic.
Thanks for the follow, Sudcast. So there should be announcements in chat about how to do this. I'm going to just save the TR8. So in theory, we're going to launch all this, get it to the moon, get the lander down to the surface, do the science, bring the lander back to Kerbin and land it on Kerbin. That's the mission today. And if we look down here, we actually got explore moon. So we've got land on moon. So we have to land a vessel on the surface of the moon. It doesn't actually say we have to bring it back, but I want to do that anyway because I want the science for it. Okay? So people are betting yes and no, left, right and centre. We can go out and launch this now because, well, it'll be alright. We don't know yet. I'll stop the betting when we get close-ish. So, throttle to maximum. SAS on. And we've got nobody on board. This is a autonomous mission to the moon. 6 a bet 1,000 on yes. I'm going to do my best, folks. I really am going to do my best. Before we launch, let's check the staging. So we've got the main engines all fire at the same time as well as the side boosters. We drop the side boosters when... Oh, hang on. There we go. So we drop... There we go. We drop the solid rocket boosters when they've been spent. Then we drop the side liquid boosters when they've been spent. Then we detach the first stage from the second stage, and by then we're hoping we're going to be in orbit of the moon. We'll get rid of the cones at some point. We'll probably do that earlier. Yeah, it has to be the first stage. So by the first stage, I mean this core bit in the middle, all the way down to that engine. Not these side liquid boosters, not these solid boosters, but the first stage to orbit of the moon? I honestly don't know, but we're going to give it a try, and we're going to do that next time. No, I'm not next time. That would be evil, wouldn't it? We've done all this preparation, and we've got our communication satellites in, and we've built the rocket, and see you next time, folks. No, I'm not doing that. We're going to launch in 3, 2, 1. Clean launch, good power, good movement, brilliant. All engines firing well. Not having massive amounts of acceleration on this just yet, but that's fine. Hopefully we'll be alright. We're going to stop the betting soon, after the solid boosters have gone. So I'm just going to throttle back the main 3 engines. Okay, so the main engines are running on minimum power now, and we're still accelerating upwards quite nicely. Solid rocket boosters on the side doing their job at full tilt. Yeah, generally things don't fill people with confidence, do they? We're going to have to start rolling this over soon, but the solid boosters are going to go. So as soon as the solid boosters are gone, we will roll over. So max power, solid boosters. Now we're rolling over on 3 engines. We've got fantastic control of this. We're actually slowing down ever so slightly, but no, we're going good now. We're going really good. Does the booster going count as the first stage? No, Brandon. I'm pretty sure I explained this twice. I'll just say it again and I'll pause it just to be sure. The solid boosters and the liquid boosters do not count as the first stage. The first stage is the bottommost section of the core of the rocket. So we're going to stop the betting there. Close betting. So interestingly, we've got 4 bets for yes and 3 bets for no. So we'll see how that goes. Let's resume our flight. So we've still got a lot of fuel, and we've almost made it to space with this. I'm going to put us on the prograde mark now. We're doing well. Okay, so that's space. So let's just throttle back a little bit and see how. Oh my! Look at all these green lines. Let's just turn some of them off. Let's turn all but them off. Yeah. So this is where we're going to get to. We're going to get there quite soon by the looks of it. So let's do some burning still. This is a glorious little rocket, this. I like this. Oh, I've just realised that those little wings that I put on here were to help peel off the side bits in atmosphere. They're going to be coming off in space. So those wingy bits were pointless. But in space, the ejection force will just make them keep going apart. In space, it doesn't matter. In space, no one will make you crash into stuff. So we're about to run out of fuel on those side liquid boosters. And I feel like, yeah, we're about to run out of fuel there. So throttle that up. And then we're out of fuel on those side boosters. So the next thing we're going to do is ditch the side boosters. Right, now this, just give ourselves a little push away from them. Oh, that is beautiful. I think I got a screen print of that. Right, concentrate, because now we need to full power on our prograde to try and get this massive thing into orbit. Oh, we're not going to... It's going to be difficult. This thing is absolutely full of fuel. Absolutely full of fuel. Because we use the fuel lines between the side boosters and the main first stage, they're still over there. They're about 5 kilometers away. Then I'm just going to do some corrections. Yeah. So because we use the fuel lines, it means that this core stage is full of fuel. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get it to orbit. I think we'll be able to get it to the moon. Maybe. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it in orbit of the moon. So there's a lot of loyalty points that have been bet. There's been nearly 4,000 loyalty points bet on this. Okay, we're doing alright. We're doing okay. Just going to have to pull that back a bit just to ensure that we keep moving the right way. It is coming out slightly uneven, but I'm just making some adjustments to try and circularize it a little bit better. We're using a lot of fuel to do this. We were quite late. Probably needed to use a lot of throttle early on, but we're pretty much there. Yeah, we're pretty much there. So we're going to make orbit. There's the periapsis. 60, 61, 62, 63. Are we actually dipping into atmosphere? We actually dipped into atmosphere. Brilliant. Never mind. Okay, let's fast forward as much as we can to get out of this and see if we can get this stage to the moon. So there's the moon, which means we're probably going to have to do our burn here. Ooh. I'm sorry folks, but there's not enough fuel. Almost certain there's not enough fuel. To get into an orbit of the moon. This rocket was just far too heavy. I accidentally switched to a satellite. Hello satellite, are you okay? Good. Right. Where are we? Where's my rocket gone? Where has my rocket gone? Hello? Hang on a second. Let's go to the tracking station and see what rip your 1,000 points egg. Quite possibly, mate. Where's it? God, TR8. There we go. Makes you a sad panda. I'm not saying definitely no. Highly probably no though. Right, where's the moon? There's the moon. We're gonna warp around to the other side and just push it out. Then again, the people that voted no, and there was 3 of you. You were right to vote no. Okay, so we're just going to get this whole thing to flip around to a prograde. Give it a bit of a throttle. And just wait for it to get a little bit there. There we go. Right. Full throttle. Let's see how close we can get anyway. You didn't doubt me, you doubted the design. Actually, if anything, I think it was me that caused the problem, not the design. Because, and I'll tell you why, if we'd have kept throttling all the way up and all the way through rather than shutting down for a short amount of time, we probably would have made a better Kerbal orbit. Yeah, I did design it. So we're about to run out of fuel on the first stage, and we're pushing our vehicle quite a way. We've done good. This second stage is probably 2 times like what we've pushed. Oh, hang on a minute. We got it to the moon, but we didn't get it in an orbit. Look at that. We got to the moon, but not in an orbit. We're just going to put that between our communication satellites and the surface. We've got very, very small amounts. He was robbed, sort of. Let's warp to here. So here we go. And we can try and start circularizing and making an orbit. So we are currently prograde. We need to be retrograde. Let's get our... Can I get... hello? The antenna out. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is jettison our side bumps. Away they go. We don't need them anymore. We're out the atmosphere. We're not going to jettison from the first stage yet, because we did, whilst we didn't make orbit of the moon with the first stage, we did get it here. So where are we? Oh, we're here. Okay, we're getting close. So let's just fast forward a little bit. And then just a full retrograde burn. Here we go. That was all the fuel we had, folks. That was all the fuel. So the next stage is to drop that first stage. And now we've actually got our moon lander. And activate the engine. And we're going to try and get this lander onto the surface and back to Kerbin. Don't know if we're going to manage it. We'll see. I don't think we're going to do it. No, we're not going to do it. We're going to be able to land this, but we're not going to be able to bring it back. Almost certainly. We haven't got enough. We haven't got enough. We can transmit the data back, though, if we want to. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. I'm looking at the Delta V here. We've got 570. I'm almost certain that's not enough to land and get back up again. Then again, you know, it is... There's nobody on board. We could try. We could try. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get ready for the landing. So we get ready for the landing. We need to slow ourselves down. And we need to get an intercept with the surface. Now, I don't want to land in the dark, so I'm not going to push ourselves too much. And then I'm going to wait until we come back round to here. So we're going to orbit the moon for half an orbit. Then we're going to attempt our landing. And we may as well stick out the landing legs, because in space no one can feel your landing legs. And I'll only forget them later if I don't do it now. So where should we aim for? Just somewhere in the middle here. I think that's fair enough. There's no massive... I mean, there's some craters here, but... Okay, here we go then. So we're retrograde. Let's do it so that we contact the surface about there. And we need to slow ourselves down. So we're 461 meters per second of speed we need to bleed off. And we've got 436 in the tank. I don't think it's even going to land. I'm not even sure about that. We're 8 kilometers up and I'm about to start burning. Here we go. Max power. 6 kilometers. Oh no, I was doing it from... we're actually just about 4 kilometers up. Here we go, folks. Full power for now. 3.5 kilometers up. I'm pulling back the power. Oh, we're gonna run out of fuel. Gonna run out of fuel. 2 kilometers up. It's going to be close. 500 meters. Max. Oh, we're going too fast. We're going. Which one we're going to do first? We're going to run out of fuel or we ran out of fuel. So at 120. Oh look, the probe made it. Let's open the bay doors. Can we take the science? Observe the mystery goo. There's just parts strewn across the surface. Great. Oh my goodness. There goes the goo. Well, folks.
It's hardly rocket science, is it? Oh yeah, it is rocket science.
It is rocket science, and if we look at we've got TR8 debris all over the place. We've got bits of cone and all sorts of things all over. Although we actually got something there. What did we get? Let's have a look. Where's our messages? Contract complete. Touchdown. Any crash you can walk away from works. A crash was an okay. That contract is not picky at all, and we got the world first milestone. We have entered a suborbital flight of the moon. We have landed on the surface of the moon. Well, I did not expect that, folks. Yeah, we're just missing the science. And you know what? It was the science I wanted. Shall we try again? Try again, but this time we're going to do it better. Okay? We're going to do it better. How are we going to do it better? Okay, let's go to... Where's it gone? What was it called? Was it just the TR8? Okay. Keep out of the atmosphere. That's a very good point. I didn't do very good there. Yeah, I finished the betting. Oh, I need to pick the winner. There you go. The winners have been paid. I think this lander's not very efficient. And I think we need to make a bigger second stage and the lander be separate to that second stage. So if we remove the first stage, make a bigger second stage, but then actually make a lander on the bottom of this, with, nope, that's too big. Nope, that's even bigger. Yes, is that fuel? Liquid fuel, fuel and oxidizer. Yeah, go away, go, stop it, stop it. There we go. And then if we put, hey, that's a beautiful lander. I mean, the aerodynamics don't work well, but okay. And then we just want one little tiny engine for that. One little tiny engine. We may have to just suffer the aerodynamics of this. No, I don't think we should suffer the aerodynamics of this. That's terrible. What other engines have we, liquids have we got? There's not a lot of options at the moment available to us. Drain valves, fuselages. I mean, we could just add domes to it. Domes. Domey. Yeah, there we go. So I think if we have that as the lander, and then decouple the second stage, which doesn't include those bits, this bit can then take the lander to the moon and or maybe even land it, and then the rest of that, like just at the very end, we drop that, and then we lift all of this to the moon with that. And we've just changed the proportions of how it's working, so I think we might be alright. So we've got a lander which is separate to the second stage. It's not part of the second stage. Drop the side. Now let's just fix this. Drop the side bits. We want to drop these ones. What are they? The solid boosters first. So yep, that's all fixed. We don't need these wingy bits. Get rid of them. They were pointless. Separate the side bits. Separate the second stage. Power up the second stage, and then separately later drop the lander. Power up the lander engine, which we'll do at the same time as no, we won't. We'll do that separately, and then we'll deploy, come back. Okay, I think we're going to give this a chance. This is the new TR8. I want to get the science to the moon and then back again. I'm just a bit worried about this nose cone being too heavy. I mean, how heavy is that nose cone? Surely it can't be that heavy. It's just aerodynamic stuff. How heavy is it? 0.075 tons. Okay, so it's not that bad. Ooh, different variants. Okay, so let's have all the lunar lander sections a different colour. And we'll have the middle stage a different one as well. So we'll go with these ones for the second stage, and then for the third, for the Lunar stage, Lunar stage. No, there's no options for them. There we are, TR8. I'm just going to full throttle it. It's going to be fine. We're going to do it this time, folks. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not doing a vote about this one because we know that it's unlikely but potentially possible. I think the changes I've made will give us a significant advantage over the last one. Whether it actually helps us or not, I have no idea. We'll see. Oh, I didn't check the launch weight. Yeah, we're going to recover and try that. Just check it. Check it before we go. Let's have a look. No, we don't want to go in there. So, I want to know my thrust to weight ratio. Cancel. 1.49. Perfect. Perfect. I didn't look at how much this was going to cost us to fly though. I didn't even look. Okay. SAS on. Throttle to maximum. And away we go. And this time, hopefully we'll make it in 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, doing well. That's a good launch. These sticky outy bits don't seem to be causing too much of a... What is it, F12 to view? Yeah, there's a bit of a drag. Bit of drag on there for the aerodynamic forces overlay. But that's fine. Dialing back the 3 main engines. They're on a minimum throttle. And when those solids go, we'll turn those engines on and we'll keep them going until we are exactly where we want to be. Solids are still going. We're 10k up, I think. Gonna start bringing it over because that's 12k now. Okay. Oh no, no, we've got a wobble. Oh, what? It hit something. It hit a fin. Yeah, it broke a fin. One of the flappy bits on the bottom. Oh well, let's try and land it. Should we try a soft landing? Don't think it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. So when I detached the solid rocket boosters, it broke one of the winglets off at the bottom of the aircraft that we use for advanced control, and it just sent the rocket way off course. It went crazy. I didn't know because it was on the other side of the vessel, but yeah, we're going to just bring this one back down, try and recover as many parts as possible, as much fuel as possible, and then we'll give it a go. Now the good thing is that if we can keep this flat for as long as possible, which it doesn't look like we can, it looks like it's going to nosedive, we can almost glide it down. No, it's not working. It is literally going bum first. There we go. We're flying it like a plane now. Come on. Right, shoots. Come on, shoots. Come on, shoots. Come on, shoots. Oh, the rocket did really bend then. I've opened main chutes. We're twizzling a lot. Okay, I think I've got control of this. We've got plenty of throttle to drop this into the ocean nicely. The only problem is as soon as those rocket engines hit the bottom, everything starts to fall. So we need it tipping over as much as possible. It's not going to do it though, is it? Okay. Recovery teams. That was alright. Let's recover that. We're going to get a lot of the money back for that. Parts. Oh yeah. We've got nearly 29,000 back there. No, the thing is that if the chutes don't get cut, if they stay deployed and you come down at a slight angle and it's still slowly falling, the chutes very often will help you out there. So what happened here is these side boosters hit one of these winglets here and actually stopped our chances of keeping control. However, I'm going to take them off. I'm going to take them off because we've got 3 swivel liquid fuel engines on the bottom there, and they're just adding weight when we have control already. So let's save that as the TR8 and head straight back out to the launch pad. Give it another go. Right, SAS. No, that's the landing legs. SAS on, throttle to maximum. I'm actually going to launch the engines a split second before I let go of the rocket. Okay, here we go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. That seemed quite clean. Now the only problem with removing those winglets is that we have to keep the engines throttled up in order to be able to get some good control on this, but I think we'll be okay. We'll just put them like at 1/3 throttle and just keep it going. Once we get to about 8 kilometers, I'm going to start our gravity turn. We're going to try and keep it going nice and slow and steady. There's 7 kilometers. We just went past 300 meters per second. We're still in relatively thick atmosphere, but hopefully we'll be alright. Going to start our turn at 10 kilometers. It was a little bit later than I was planning. Dropping those side ones. That's much cleaner. There we go. I think we'll stick with the prograde marker for now. Let's see how we get on. That was much smoother than the first one. We didn't really turn a lot. Elon would be proud. I don't think he would. I really don't think he would. We're coming up slightly wonky, but that doesn't matter for a moon attempt. Rocket is still following prograde. Nice and clean at the moment. Remember, I've changed the staging around, so the second stage isn't the lander anymore. The lander is on top of the second stage. I don't know if it's going to work. No idea if it's going to work. But here we go. We're about to let go of those side ones. I'm just going to throttle back for a second. And away we go. Again. Love that look. And we're just going to keep burning. Well, we're actually getting quite high. Okay, let's go sideways. We're in space, right? Yeah, we're easy in space. Okay. We got up quite a lot higher than we did last time. I might actually even get the first stage to the moon. We'll see. We've got a lot of work to do to circularise the orbit on such a heavy craft, but for the most part we're doing okay. And I don't know if this lander's going to have enough juice to get back to Kerbin, but we'll give it a go. I'd expect like that sort of weight to be okay. I think I've done something like that before in the past, a very long time ago. Okay, so we can probably take this a little bit easy now. Last time I just did it way too late, and now I think I'm overcompensating. That's about right. Cool. Where is the moon? Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Okay, so once we've got ourselves in orbit, we need to wait nearly a full rotation to get a good time to get across there. Okay. Let's keep this going. We've got lots of fuel this time. This is much better than the first time. This configuration should work a lot better as well. Looks a little bit menacing, doesn't it? A little bit daunting from the top. And unfortunately, I suppose I could just speed up the game a little bit there. Get ourselves on the prograde. We'll have to just wait for a little bit of a loopy-doopy-doopy, or whatever it's called. I have no idea. I need a drink. But just to get the second stage into orbit with that much fuel is brilliant. Definitely doing it this way is much better than last time. Okay, getting ready. Oh my goodness, I could have stopped that a little while ago. Okay, so we've still got about a quarter of the first stage left, all of the second stage, and all of the Lunar lander stage. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wait until we're at this point in our orbit, and then we're just going to boost prograde until we hit the moon. Not hit the moon. We don't want to hit the moon. We've already hit the moon tonight. We're not going to hit the moon again. Well, we might hit the moon again. We don't want to hit the moon again. We're going to try and not hit the moon again. We're going to try and do a much more gentle landing. Okay, let's just go forward a little bit more. Okay, that should do. So we do a nice little prograde burn. The rocket's not facing the right way yet, but it's getting there. And I'll throttle it up when we are facing the right way. And here we go. Fantastic. I think this should get us a good intercept with the moon. I think. And I'd just like to say thank you very much to that gamer girl Lexi. Thank you very much, Lexi, for supporting the channel. Your viewer plus subscription not only gives you benefits, but it gives me money to keep this channel going. And yes, we do need it. Things do cost, unfortunately. But never mind. Here we go. Cracking on. So we're running out of fuel on the first stage, and I expect that this time because our second stage is bigger, because it's got, you know, it's just generally got a big stage on it, and we've got a lunar lander on top of that separately. So let's have a look. Let's focus our view over here. And we're coming in a bit wonky, I think. Oh, we actually ran out of fuel just at that moment. Okay, well, in that case, let's drop that first stage and light up our engine for the second stage. And we should be able to push this into a much better position around the moon. And we'll warp there. Okay, here we go. So one thing I haven't done is where's the antenna? There we go. We can extend the antenna now. Fits nicely in there. We've now got a good link back to Kerbin, and I think, yeah, we've also got good links with the communications satellites as well. Fantastic. Okay. Fast forward just a tiny bit more. And then we're going to try and get a nice little orbit. Look at all those green lines. Let's just reduce the number of green lines, shall we? We'll only just do the first hop. So we are communicating with the surface of Kerbin at the moment. Okay, retrograde, full burn. This is the first real time the second stage has been used. So we can use this. All this fuel is for our landing. All of this fuel is for. This is such a much better design. I'm burning prograde. I was burning prograde. I've just had to switch the craft round to face the other way. Ah! That was that. Oh, well, it's a good job we've got plenty of fuel. I'm almost certain we're going to land this. Almost certain we're going to land it. Looking at the numbers now, I think we're all right. Yeah, if that me burning the wrong way, we've had a couple of incidents around the moon in this series, haven't we? I've accidentally staged when I didn't mean to. I've burnt the wrong way. But we're going around the moon at roughly 500 meters per second, and we've got about 1,000 meters per second in fuel. Now I want to land on the light side again, so what we'll do is we'll just drop our periapsis to about here, and then we will warp to that point. Now remember, we're going to be let's get those landing legs out in a minute as well. We're going to be landing with this stage, but at the very last moment is when we're going to disconnect the second stage. Maybe even point it off in a random direction just to eject it off to the side. And this is why the lunar landing stage...
Things don't go wrong, they just get interesting.
They do, they just get interesting. This is why the engine for the landing stage is coupled to the ejection, so that we have that throttle straight away. Okay, so now if we burn retrograde, we should be able to bring our periapsis down to the point where it's going to get close to the surface. We might even be able to land in this crater. That would be quite nice. How high will we be there? There we go. That'll do. That will do, I think. So now let's warp to here. And we're actually using Comsat 1 at the moment there, while we was on the far side of the moon. So the satellites we deployed at the beginning of the episode helped us there. Okay, let's get those landing legs out. I don't know if the landing legs are going to be enough to save the engine. We're just going to have to be really gentle with the landing. That is a slight design flaw. Okay. Full retrograde throttle. Let's see if we can point ourselves so that we kind of land here in the crater. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be one of those things that just happens really quickly at like the last possible moment, unfortunately. So we're 17 kilometers up. Change to surface. That's a good idea. There we go. So we're traveling at 477 meters per second at the moment. We've got 1,000 meters per second of delta V at this moment. So in theory, we might be all right. The only thing I'm worried about is landing on that engine, because I don't think the landing module was really best designed for that. Anyway, how are we getting on? I think I mean, why can't I focus on what I want to focus on? Here we go. No, focus. I want to focus on the TR8. Why can't I focus on this? There must be a shortcut key for that. Never mind. Never mind. What's this? I don't want that. Action sets, no? Okay. What we can probably do is add a maneuver node here to help gauge this. So if we pull ourselves down to almost 0, that's going to take 1 minute of burn, and we are apparently 1 minute and 55 from the surface. So I think we should start our burn. I'm going to start it at half throttle. And once we're pointing almost vertical, I need to remember to change from retrograde to stability assist, because if at any point we we start going up in our motion rather than going down, it flips the retrograde and prograde round, and your rocket just tries to do a flip to stay on the retrograde marker. It's horrible. It's happened to me a few times. I think we're coming in quite nicely. The surface doesn't look very even. We're 6 kilometers up. Oh, actually, we probably ought to do it from the surface. Ah, right, we're only 4 kilometers up from the surface. It is a bit bumpy down there. 3 kilometers up. I'm going to now put ourselves on max power for a little bit. See, if we get over that ridge and land in that crater, then all of a sudden we're not going to be 3 kilometers up, we're going to be even higher than that. But I think we're actually getting close to landing now. Yep, here we go. One and a half kilometers up, we're pointing more or less in the right direction. We're going to stability assist us down. We have to eject the first stage at some point. Yeah, we're going to have to eject that soon. Once we get to about 500 meters, it might explode below me, but I'm going to turn sideways just for a moment to do that. I think it's about time we did it, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, 600, 700. I feel like it's time. So there's the push. There's the eject. It's going that way. We're still going down. It's crashed. I'm throttling up. Whoa, we're going up. Our surface speed is sidewards a lot. Okay. I need to bring us up slightly. We're going sidewards a lot, apparently. So let's try and null out that sidewards velocity. That did it. That did it. We're coming down lovely now. 200 meters to go. 200, there we go. Slowing ourselves to 10 meters per second. 100 meters to go. Slowing ourselves to 5 meters per second. 50-ish meters to go. We're going sideways quite a lot, so I'm going to have to try and... We actually stopped going down. Here we go, we're coming in. Just a little touch. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Ta-da! Oh no. Oh no.
Fantastic.
No, not fantastic. I accidentally just hit the space bar again. I just did the return staging bit. We now have a science station on the moon. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's just, I just caught it with the tip of my fingernail as I lowered my hand. Oh, oh no. I can't believe it. I might move it. I might move it. That's the second time I've accidentally staged in this series at a critical moment. We get 16 science for recovering that. The thing is as well, the thing about this is that the solar panels are on the stage, they're not up here. Yeah, I've got it on the joystick, which I've never done by accident. I've hit that spacebar by accident twice now. Okay, let's try and transmit the data and see how much battery we got. Okay. We're going to log the temperature and transmit that. We might actually have just enough battery. I think I learnt a lot from this though, and I want to make some tweaks to the design as well. Well, there we go, folks. We managed to transmit the data. We didn't manage to bring the data back, but we did land, albeit with pointless landing legs, almost, which we can't control now. We might be even able to get this off the lander. Oh. I don't believe it. The electrical charge is slowly dwindling. And I don't know why. Oh, the probe uses up charge. So this is going to die soon as well. So if it's going to die soon, let's turn the SAS off and have some fun. Whee! Here we go. The charge isn't going up, it's going down. What? Why is the... Oh! No! You're right! Okay, let's just climb this down and put it on the surface. Gently. Gently. There we go. Now, if we retract the antenna, do we lose control? No, because we've got the satellites in orbit. Okay, so then in theory, we should be able to roll this away from the lander. And then get it back up again. And then get the antenna back out. Okay, so we now have a permanent science base on the moon instead. Okay, it's going to trickle the charge back up, and these parachutes are useless, and that's what we would have gone back on, but it's actually better than nothing. NASA would give their eye teeth for functionality like this. Yeah. Name and classify the probe. Yeah, this is going to have to be like... We can never do the mystery goo again, but we can definitely do these two again if we ever want to do science from the surface of the moon. So what we're going to name this probe, it's like a base. Probe... science. This is Moon Sci 1. This is... There we go, we've got some science on the moon. I mean, yes, it was supposed to come back in that lander, but it's not going to now. We're going to leave it there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get rid of that binding, that key binding. Spacebar, it's just there right in front of you, and it's so near the other keys. If you want to change like camera angle and stuff, yeah, I could make that area my base. Oh, we could bring it back another day when we've got like a claw or something. Should call it space. No, we're going to get rid of the space bar. But we've got enough points now to do the specialized construction, which gives me the docking port that I wanted. It also gives us the larger protective shells and some other couplers and things, which is really important. I don't know what the grip pad is for. Can be placed inside inventories. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they are. Maybe just construction parts. But we've got heavier rocketry, so maybe we can do heavier rockets first. What would be served at the space bar? Don't know. I can't think of anything on that one, actually, to be honest. Yeah, I think... No, we could actually do some bigger rockets. We could actually do some bigger rockets and docking ports. So I've researched that. We've got loads of money. Mission Control have probably got loads of stuff for us. We've got people that need rescue. We've got 2 people that need rescuing. Oh, we've got to explore Minmus. Should we put... Explore Minmus. Oh, look! Look! Science data from the surface of the moon. Oh, I wonder how on earth we can do that. Oh, I've got no idea at all. I know, let's leave the facility, go to the tracking station, Go to Moon Psi 1. We might have to wait for the battery to charge up. Yeah. Where's the sun? Directly above us. So that's not great, but there we go. As the sun moves round, charge will go up considerably, I think. Oh wait, is the charge just going down then? Where's the sun going? Oh, did the sun just go behind Kerbin? Let's see. I think it's up there. Oh no, there it is. Okay, yep. So I'll let... For some reason our camera's off center. We don't need KSP fly for this egg, thanks. But all we're going to do is... What? Why have I got no controls over these? Oh, because we're in time acceleration. Silly me. Log the pressure data and transmit the data. We get no science value, but we complete the contract for 70,000. How crazy is that? I feel like we should do the same but to Minmus. Oh, let's do the same but to Minmus. We had quite a lot of fuel left, right? We're going to do the same. We're going to send the same rocket to Minmus, and again, I'm going to change it so we don't bring it back. So let's get the TR8, and instead of having all of this stuff here, which is relatively pointless, we're going to take the landing legs off, take the side bits off, put the landing legs back on as low as possible. We're not going to be detaching this. We're not going to need that part. We're just going to take this to Minmus. We won't need the parachutes. And we will take a mystery goo still. Oh, hang on. There we go. The legs do just make it, but let's see if we can make them any better. Yeah, that's good, but they did kind of disconnect from the body a little bit, so let's fix that. And they are a bit offset. What's going on with that? That replacement was terrible. Let's try replacing the legs. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, retract the legs, and then there we go. So we've got enough landing fuel there, and then we'll just leave this on Minmus, and this can be more solar panels. I don't think more's really needed. This is enough. It works, and it does charge up okay. I mean, what I could do is just move the solar panels to here, so that they're going to have a better, more reaction wheels. I don't think we need more reaction wheels. That all worked brilliantly well, actually. So there's the second stage. That's going to take this to Minmus. We'll lift all that up. Brilliant. This is the TR8 to Minmus, and we're not bringing it back. I think the only difference is that the landing bit will stay on that. Now, before we launch, let's check the missions. Explore Minmus. Head to Minmus and pass by it. Easy as pie, no risk at all. Now say no swaver. Oh, okay, so we've got to bring something back to Kerbin from Minmus to do that one. So I don't think we're going to do that. We're not going to do that contract. Although, flyby Minmus, we'd get half of it. What do we do? What do we do? Do we do our flyby quickly? Return to Kerbin? What do we do? What do we do? Do we want to put our science down on there? Okay, we're going to do a return to Kerbin mission from a flyby of Minmus first. We'll take the science still. The only difference is I'm going to remod this for landing again. We won't need the surface landing stage, but what we will need, I can't do it in the same mission because I won't have enough fuel to land this on the surface and then bring it back again. So then the only difference now is we'll need chutes for landing back at Kerbin. And to be honest, this is probably going to be worth a lot more money for us. So let's have a couple of them and a couple of them. So we've got our probe with our science that we're going to return. The second stage is going to go all the way, do the flyby, come back. So there we go. This is our TR8 designed to do a flyby of Minmus. And hopefully we can do that before the end of the episode. Then what one might do is between episodes is drop a science lander on Minmus, and then maybe we'll take Kerbals to the... Why is that floppy? It's got floppy-itis again. We'll take Kerbals to the moon, because we did manage to land very safely, if I might add. Hopefully record it for the Viewer Plus people. I think maybe I should. I mean, the Viewer Plus people are absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much to DJ Empirical, J-Bay, our latest subscriber. Currently, we have 25 subscribers, and we're trying to get that to 30 by the end of the month. It's an aggressive target, but the support is very appreciated and very much needed. So thank you very much to everybody who has supported so far, and let's crack back on. So what was I doing? I was checking the wobbliness, the wibbly wobbly, bendy wendy. So for some reason, the wibbly wobbly bendy wendy of those bits is not still coupled. That's something I'd love to do, is actually have like bits that fold out with the hinges and stuff. I definitely need to play around with that. Maybe we should just have a live stream once where we don't actually do missions, but we just play around with the robotics. That to me sounds like it would be good fun. I don't know what you guys think to that. Okay, let's just stick that on there like that. Oh no, that didn't work. There we go. Okay, that should have fixed the wobbliness. Okay, so everything, I mean, we had so much delta V in that moon lander as well. We definitely could have got that back. Oh well. Let's get this to Minmus. I don't actually know how to get to Minmus, so we'll have to figure that out. So, full power, SAS is on. We're going into flight mode, and we're launching this in 3, 2, 1. There we go. It looks like one of the bits didn't connect and one of the bits did. So we've actually got a little bit of wobble going on. Oh dear. Never mind. I'm sure we'll do well without fixing the wobble. Yeah, I don't know whether the countdown's going to get to the point where I go 3, 2, 1, go, or just go. It's like we get so fast that in the end I'm just saying 2, 1, go. Oh, what? I don't know what happened. I think it was the wobbliness. I think the wobbly booster syndrome. The wobbly booster syndrome had a problem with us. I guess we're going to try and land it again. Well, let's eject them. Silly wobbly boosters. Oh dear. I didn't actually check the staging as well. We haven't got the correct staging for the return module. I probably would have noticed, but yeah, never mind. Let's deploy the drogue chutes right away to try and keep it the right way round, and we'll use some of the fuel to slow it down. On its way back down, we'll try and get a water landing. Put a couple of wings on the tail. We did have wings on the tail, but the solid boosters kept banging into them, and it caused the rocket to go off course. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I kind of missed it. Okay, how fast are we falling? 22. Okay, it's fine. We could probably this will probably work. Just going to try and give it a tilt as we go in. We saved this last time. Slowing down. 10 meters per second. You know what? I may not make it to the moon perfectly every time, but you know what? I can land these rockets. To be honest, when I do that, I get pretty stressed. Have I got any water left? Nope, I've ran out of water. I'm going to have to revert to eating sweets instead. There we go. Snack time. Yeah, I blew all my water away. Right, let's fix the wobbly bit. This bit here, for some reason, just connected on one side, but didn't connect on the other. See, that's connected. And that isn't. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, okay, so that's all connected up fine now. It should be okay. Okay, to Minmus. Flyby. Expertly crashed. Thank you very much. If you want something crashing well, come to me. Okay. Throttle to max. SAS on. And we're actually going to have to be careful once our second stage is up and going, because these all need separating out into different bits. So first we drop the stage, then parachutes, but the parachutes are the wrong way around. Drones first. Okay, there we go. So we're going up in 3, 2, 1. There we go. That was nice. That worked well. And did you notice I put a small turn in right at the beginning? Hopefully that means we get a nice smooth insertion to orbit, which will be brilliant for getting this to Minmus. By Minmus. We're not landing on it this time. This time. We need to get ready to throttle up as well. Okay, here we go. Throttling up. Get ready to stage. Okay, cool. They went away cleanly. So when we've got all the struts in that I wanted to get in, we're doing much better now. The sun's actually... Is it just coming up? Sun's just coming up. And I'm going to throttle down a little bit because... Or shall I... Oh no, wait, there's our orbit change. There's the sun. Actually, we're doing fine. I'm just going to coast on this. I don't know where the rocket's gone. There it is. It seems to be working its way to orbit quite nicely, actually. That's one of the best launches I think I've ever had. It went so smooth. Much better than the craft you lost your points on. It's the same craft, isn't it? It's just with a different bit on the top. The real Jacko. Hey Hellish, love the content. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Look at all that fuel that we've still got. It's been a bit refined and revised, has it? Here we go. Let's get that antenna open before I forget. Where's the antenna? Oh, there it is. Okay. Get ready. And let's try and make this an orbit. I think I went in a bit late. I had a beautiful launch and I think I went in a bit late there. I think maybe you did speak too soon. I did go a little bit late. We're going to just get better and better as we go. That's the plan anyway. This is almost certainly still going to get to Minmus. So one of the big problems here is that this is not a vacuum optimized engine. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be alright to get this up. You really enjoyed my Transport Tycoon series, and you helped you discover more effective ways to do all your transport networks. Well, I'm glad that I helped you discover it. Blame the sweet sugar rush, maybe. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You know, there's a fantastic video by SpaceX about the failures of their attempts to actually build an orbital class booster. Oh, whoa, there we go. There's space. So we've managed to get the second stage in space with the first stage still got half its fuel remaining. Right, where's Minmus gone? There's Minmus. Now I'm actually going to use a maneuver node for this because I haven't done this in literal years. Whoops, steady. One more second, folks. I'm just double checking something. Yeah, I've got notifications about the server, but I know about the server, so that's okay. Right then, let's get this this right. So somewhere along here, we're hoping oh, is that not right? Oh, hang on a minute, I forgot. Minmus is not on a Minmus isn't on a nice straight orbit. It's a wonky one. Pretty sure. Whoa, what's that? That's an escape. We don't want an escape. I'm trying not to get technical, but it's getting very wonky. Very wonky. Let's try again. Add maneuver node. I mean, we might just have to wing it. Go out part way and then see if we can correct it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out we're going to aim for the right orbit, which will be there ish, and then we'll adjust it part way. I'm almost certain that will probably work. Maybe we need to cook that a little bit more. So that's a burn time of 1 minute 30. 1 minute. So we need to get ourselves just before the node.
This will probably work.
This will probably work. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done Minmus. I don't even remember Minmus. I know that there's a big flat area, which is probably what we'll have a look at. Remember, we're only doing a flyby on this attempt. Okay, here we go. So we've got... Oh, we're perfect. We're almost perfect. Let's get ourselves in position and just throttle that. So here we go. The TR8 with the Minmus flyby top. This is a new upper stage to the TR. So the TR8 is definitely more refined than the TR7. It's going to once we get the TR8 right, we will call it the Eagle 3, because it's basically the same as the Eagle 1 in its basic construction, but it's got 3 engines at the bottom. So here we go. We're pushing our orbit out of Kerbin towards Minmus. Hopefully we don't go past the moon. Got debris going around all over the place apparently. We've got debris in highly elliptical orbits of Kerbin, but I think that's because it did a shot of the moon. We're not going to hit the moon as it goes past. It's got close though. Right, that'll do. Now the next thing to do is kind of just like tweak it from here. So we're going to try and hit Minmus, fly by Minmus, sorry. So if I do, yeah, there we go. That's going to raise it up. How much closer to Minmus's tract is that? Oh, that's much better. We're almost cutting through it like a knife. There we go. And now what we need to do is try and find where the intercept might be. Ooh, what was that? What is that? Oh, that's an intercept with the moon on the second pass. That's no good. Where is it? Are we even anywhere near it now? We are on this bit. I think we're coming in too late or too early. Well, we've left the Kerbin system. We could go on a trip around the sun instead. I can't get this to get it hit. Move the maneuver node along the line a little bit. I'll try. So what we'll do is we'll actually put a new maneuver node. Should we do it a little bit earlier? Is that what you mean? Earlier or later? You say along the line. Nowhere near. Draw it and drag it around, see if there's any point it could work. Do you live stream often? Yes, twice a week. Check out my website for my schedule. Go to masterhellish.net. I have no idea. At the moment. Do it by eye? I mean, we could try. Do a little bit of normal there. Just try and get us a little bit closer. It's difficult when you're in 3D space and you're working on a 2D monitor. Okay, we'll do a little burn there. No, a bigger burn. Let's also try and make it flatter. Let's do that, okay? So the node is in like a million years. Let's warp closer to it. And as we walk closer to it, where is Minmus? See, Minmus is still way back there. So I've got a feeling we've got to really go on a second loop. Let's go on a second loop. Try and get it as we come round for a second time. Yeah, the bot doesn't post on YouTube for some reason at that point. I have no idea why. Okay. Let's try and get this adjusted so that we can put it where we want it. Doing the burn a little early, but never mind. Come on, chase the node. Come on. That's close enough. First time you join the stream, you're definitely joining more in future. Well, thank you very much. You can choose whether you want to watch on YouTube, Twitch or Facebook. Not many people watch on Facebook, but that's not the point. Okay, how are we doing on charge and stuff? We're fine. Right. This is our orbit now. Let's warp to here and see what happens. Oh yeah, Minmus is way out still. So what we'll do is we will warp. So we're going to miss it there. Let's warp all the way around. So how much did we miss it by? By quite a lot. Actually not as much as I thought. Look at this. Or are we actually going to be able to catch it on the way back in? Hang on a second. Add maneuver node. Let's see. Looks like we're coming in a little high. Let's just get that level. Right, let's just do some searching. No. It's not coming up with an intersect. No matter how much I try. Whoa! Steady. Maybe we could just like adjust it little bit by little bit. So at the moment, I think Minmus is going to swing by us. So let's just do a prograde burn and see what happens. That might happen. We're a bit high. Okay, let's not do prograde. Need to do it before the AP. I did do it before the AP. Oh, I didn't mean to do it that much. Although that's not far off. We are a little bit high. Okay, let's fast forward and see what happens. does kind of look like we're coming together. Guess maybe we're just a little bit high. Oh, it's getting ahead. It's getting ahead. Okay. SAS back on. Let's get this thing right. Tell you what. Let's get some proper control over this vessel. Let's eject the first stage. Goodbye. Look at that thing turn round now. Right, so in the background we can see Kerbin, the sun. Is that Minmus there? Or the moon? Oh, it's Minmus. So we've got Minmus there just in our view. So I think a little retrograde burn once we activate the engine. There we go. Activated the engine. Let's try maneuver. Don't stage the chutes. Don't stage the chutes. So we need a little bit of anti-normal, I think, to bring us down. Or are we just going to outright miss it? That's quite difficult to look at. Let's do a little bit. So now the vessel should turn around without me having to boost, which will help a lot. There we go. See how far the minute. Yeah, I know. But I'm just trying to get it to gauge, get an idea of the direction. Then we'll cancel maneuver node and we'll go a little bit further. We'll just keep adjusting the orbit bit by bit. See, Minmus is getting ahead of us a lot. Yeah, it's getting ahead of us a lot. So let's prograde this out. Whoa! And I guess we might be able to shift the orbit. So let's try this one. Remember, we only have to fly by it and get back. So this is the hard bit. Wrong way. Minmus is getting away from us, so we need to shift the orbit. Oh no, wait. What is that? It's an encounter with the moon. Okay, let's see if that has made any major difference. No, we're still lagging behind loads. Okay, never mind. We'll try on the next loop, I think. Should we just go around for a few months? I'm just surprised we haven't actually hit the moon again. What was that? Oh, we've got an escape. Don't want to escape. There it was. That's it. Managed it. Okay, let's get close to the maneuver node. So we're about apparently the burn time is 0.3 seconds. I mean, that's at full throttle, presumably, so we just won't do full throttle. I need to give myself a couple of seconds to get myself pointing the right way. So let's turn the craft round. Oh, it's almost perfectly on the retrograde marker. Okay, here we go. So in 17 seconds I need to burn very, very gently. And then somehow we've got to manage to try and get back manage to get back to Kerbin. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. That should be it. That should be it. If not, yeah, that's it. Cool. So we've got oh, it's a very low pass. So I wonder if we can improve that with like a tweak from one of the nodes. Oops. Here we go, here we go. Now that's the wrong way, I think. Okay, let's try this one. There we go. Whoa! That started getting closer, but then also started getting further away again. Let's try the normal. Oh, that's it. That helps. That's almost a perfect flyby there. Whee! Now, can we get it closer? Like a really close flyby? Yes, we can, but that was... Does Minmus have an atmosphere? No, I don't think it does, Jack. It's like you want micro thrusters. There we go, that'll do. Okay, so we're actually going to get a flyby of Minmus. I don't know how close we're going to get. 53k? Let's try and get a little bit closer. 31k? 900 and something meters? No. No, 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 no. No, too close. 27. 27 will do. Okay. So here we go. Then we've just got to try and get back to Kerbin, which we've got loads of fuel to do. The second stage is a double one, and it's almost completely full. Full. This has been our longest mission yet. This is a 50-day mission. By far the longest. There we go. So our contract parameters over here are complete for a close encounter. And while we're having our close encounter, we are going to do our science. So we're going to open up the bay, observe the mystery goo from where are we? While in space high over Minmus. So we'll keep that experiment. We'll conduct the survey. We'll keep that experiment. We'll have to remember that we did this flying high over Minmus, and we need to do one flying low. Log temperature data and log pressure data. Fantastic. Close the doors. Now this here is where we now do a burn to adjust our orbit back to Kerbin. So at the minute we're 1.8 million meters out. So if I do a slight prograde burn, makes it worse. Sorry, retrograde. And a slight prograde burn brings that in towards Kerbin, so we can actually bring that in without expending too much fuel. Wow, we're going around Minmus. Hey Brandon, what's going on? Oh, Volderana said hi. Hi, welcome. Oh my, we're coming in at a weird angle. Don't think we've ever come in at this angle before. and it's twisting as it goes. But there we go. That's 65 meters. That's going to be 65 meters, 65 kilometers. That's going to be fine. So we go to Minmus escape. Goodbye, Minmus. It was good to see you. We will be back with a lander, maybe even next episode. And now we're coming back. Actually, we want to focus on the TR8, please. Don't know why it keeps... How do I change focus? Is it these keys? Ah! Right. Come on, TR8. I don't want to warp or add a maneuver. I just want to focus on the TR8. Ah, I can't remember what the button is. What's the button for focusing on stuff? I'm losing it here, folks. Is this an expansion of OpenTTD? Oh, sort of. In a way, no. Because the TR8 is off. It's on its way back. Tell you what we'll do. Sounds sorry to sound dumb, but what happens if you get close to somewhere? Will the gravity pull you in or something? Yep. It's not a dumb question. What we'll do is we'll go back to the tracking station. Yeah, the gravity and physics in this is very similar to what you might expect it to be. Okay, so we're going to fly the TR8 and hopefully that'll fix our camera problem. Here we go. So we're coming on a close approach back towards Kerbin, and we're nearly completely full of fuel. So now let's just switch this round and go warp here. Yeah, it's like falling. If you get too close to the ground, you'll hit it. Yeah, well, I don't really want to smash into the planet. But we are going to get pretty close. There we go. So as soon as we get close to the planet, we're going to do a massive retrograde burn and try and get ourselves a good landing. So once we're in, I'd say 100 kilometers up. I'm going to start this burn now, I think. Full throttle. And that is just going to bring our orbit back down, hopefully until we get suborbital. So we'll see about that. Hang on a minute, we've got a small problem here. Our periapsis has dropped a bit low. I'd like to try and fix that. There is a massive learning curve. But you take your time and it's probably okay. Right, is that fixing this? Yes it is, okay. Just going to bring our periapsis up a little bit because it was getting too low. And now we'll try and get everything else in. So we're definitely coming into land. How quickly we're coming into land, we'll have to see. I don't know. Looks like we're probably going to have enough fuel to actually force that landing. I don't know where we're going to land. Well, hopefully we don't land on the dark side. It'd be nice to land like somewhere here in the ocean. So we'll see. But we're at 62k there. That one's at 200 and something. Once that gets below 70, we're definitely... Oh, there we go, look. There we go. So now... that should be it. That should bring us in for a landing. Not should, will. We're on a trajectory now which is bringing us in for a landing. We no longer need this second stage, so we can just do a small flick and boop. Oh, and we need to fold the antenna back in. There we go. Now we're pretty much just a missile. So let's fast forward. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. There are very good guides all over the place. I think Scott Manley's original guides for this game, which is what taught me probably most of what I know, they stand up to the test of time, I think, in this game, for the most part. There are some sections where, like, it doesn't include the expansions and stuff and things like that, but yeah, Scott Manley's video is brilliant, especially on Kerbal Space Program. He does a lot of videos about rocketry in general and space exploration, satellites, asteroid finding and searching and all sorts of stuff. So we're doing quite well at the moment. Apart from me accidentally hitting space, we've done brilliantly. I don't know what's getting hot there. I think it's the Science Junior. The heat shield is ablating. We're pulling some G-forces. We're coming up to about 3 Gs now. But there we go. We're coming into the water just like I predicted. We can close the doors on the materials bay. And we're 10 kilometers up, so I don't want to pop any chutes yet because it would just take us so long to get down again. But I need to be careful I don't do it for too long. Right, 2 kilometers, that seems like a good time to pop the chutes. And we'll let that float down to about 500 meters maybe. We'll pop the second lot of chutes. It's going to be a bit close. Maybe we'll do 600. 600. Oh no, we slowed down within about 200 meters then. So I think we could probably get away with around 350 meters for deploying chutes, which would be cool. And once this is landed and we've recovered it, that will satisfy the other part of the contract, and we should get a lot of money for our flyby of Minmus. It took us a few attempts to tweak the orbit and get it right, but we did manage to do a high fly over Minmus. There we go. And we brought the science. There's all the contracts completed. Let's recover the vessel. We're going to send our Kerbals over to the moon and Minmus soon, and we might even send some of them there permanently. Well, semi-permanently, to make it like a base. Maybe we'll swap staff every now and then, which will be cool. But we got 152 science from that. Not many parts back and no crew. We've completed contracts, so we got a lot of money there, a lot of money there, a lot of money there. And we've also done first flyby of the sun. What? Really? We entered orbit of the sun. So at some point, for a split second, we entered orbit of the sun somehow. I have no idea how we managed that, but we did it quite well. There's a bit of debris for us to clean up and stuff, but for the most part, we're doing quite well. We've got 2 communication satellites around Kerbin. We've got a science satellite at Kerbin, a science satellite at the moon, 2 communications satellites at the moon, and we've got a moon sat underground on the moon. So what we need to do is put a moon station, a science station on Minmus. So we need to land on Minmus, and then what we need to do is start thinking about upgrading our technology to the point where we are able to send Kerbals. Yes, Egg, everything does orbit the sun, but when you're near a planet or a moon or something, you're considered in the gravitational sphere influence of that planet, and you have to leave that gravitational sphere of influence to then be counted as being something that's actually orbiting the sun by yourself. So if we go to mission control, we've still got to explore the moon, which I think we're going to have to do before we get and explore Minmus. So what do we have? We have to dock 2 vessels on or around the moon. Was planning on doing that anyway, and return to Kerbin from the surface of the moon. I think that's what we'll be doing next time. We'll be attempting to go to the surfaces of both the moon and Minmus, like we did this time. But I think next time we'll do it with Kerbals. That's right, folks. We're raising the stakes for next episode. I'd love to see that. We've got a bit of data, but we've got an orbital scrapyard. You're right. We have got an orbital scrapyard. Remember to follow and do all the likes and stuff so that you don't miss out on these live streams. Check out the website if you want to be able to see the streaming schedule and the schedule for the videos, and come along to the Discord. The link to the Discord's on the website as well, and you get all the notifications there. It's a great place to receive all your notifications because you get links, and also people like to chat about the various different games and have some good fun. Remember, Viewer Plus keeps this channel going, so thank you very much to Matt Strat and everybody else who keeps this going. Do consider going to the website and check out in advance. And by the way, Jeb is not part of this Let's Play. Our Viewer Plus subscribers have the privilege of being part of the crew. So here you can see that we've got Sixer, Nudger, Brandon, Lexi, PT Hudson and Matt Strat. So those are the people on the roster at the moment. If we employ anybody else, or if we rescue anybody else, then the Viewer Plus people will get their names added to the game as we play. But that is going to be all for now. I've really enjoyed it. We've had some really good successes this time. I would say one failure. The fact that I accidentally hit space with the tip of my finger, not counting that myself. And I'll fix that space key for next time, because that's the second time I've accidentally staged with that. But overall, yes, very happy. And I hope you guys are too. If you are, Real Fella says, should I be worried? Yes, all Viewer Plus subscribers should be worried that they might get added to the game and sent to the moon and never return. But there we go. I just want to say a quick thanks to everybody. I've had some trying times recently with my computer, with getting things working with the Viewer Plus widget, with the internet and some other stuff as well, and the help and support of my community has been brilliant. Again, thanks to the Viewer Plus subscribers, because over there in that Discord they've helped me troubleshoot things and it's been brilliant. And I look forward to the next Kerbal Space Program stream, but the next big stream will be on Saturday for the mid-year charity championships. So go and put that in your diary. Be there 11 o'clock UTC. Come along and watch, or take part for the chance to potentially win. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now, folks.